Welcome to the after show. Hopefully you like and subscribe because I always say this: you can get us on demand to make you feel better no matter what you're doing throughout your day, not just when the show's on, but like it could be later in the day, the afternoon, the evening, and you're like having a crap day or you had a crap day and you just need a smile on your face. We'll make you laugh because that's what we do. All right. Today, in honor of Father's Day, Pebbles has questions for myself and Leroy, right?
Yeah, Melissa and I have some questions. Well, just curious because this one I saw that I thought was really, really interesting. It's a slightly deep, so we're going to start off there.
Okay.
But it's basically about like, what do you think fatherhood means today? Like in 2025 and how it's evolved. Maybe how, you were fathered and how that's changed now.
Well, I mean, for myself, how I was fathered, that I want to change, I want to be involved. My dad wasn't really involved. He's that old school generation where he was just like, listen, I'll be home. I'll provide money. I'll see you when I need to see you. But he wasn't like out there throwing baseballs with me. He wasn't out. It's so funny. I was saying this the other day because my daughter did her. Excuse my. I'm going to be clearing my throat a lot. My voice is like
That's
shot
okay.
right now. My daughter did her ballet recital last week.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I was there. Nicole was there. Her brother was there. My sister was there. Nicole's sister was there. Nicole's two parents were there. My two parents were there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is for basically all of their stuff. Her and for Jax. Like, there's always a crew of people that come for their stuff. And they love it. Like, Lucy would get off, she'd go to get off in between their dances and stuff, and you could see her looking to find us in the stands because she loves that stuff. And Jax too, playing baseball, whatever. He's always looking. Like, if it's just me taking him to practices or whatever, he's like, who else is coming? And I'm like, it's just me, dude. It's just me and you. And he's almost like disappointed that there's not going to be a crew of supporters. And Nicole's like, yeah, I grew up like that. She goes, my dad brought me to everything, supported me. Sometimes like my mom would come out or whatever. For me, that would be so, I did not grow up like that. Mm-hmm. So doing something and having like my entire family come out to support would be so, I don't know how to describe how weird that would make me feel. Like I would rather go do an event in a stadium full of strangers than a small theater where like I have 10 family members watching me. It's just because I didn't grow up that way.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Thank God.
It was very weird if I had more than one family member show up for anything I did.
Yeah, like even
it was really weird.
During school, like I'll go to my kids if I can. Like, they have little things at school where the parent comes and helps, whatever, bring snacks or help the kids do field day, stuff like that. I used to always see like mothers come when I was little for those things, like bake sales and stuff. When I was in school, and I'd be like, yo, doesn't your mom have a job? Like, what's she doing here in the middle of the day? Like, I thought it was weird that the other kids' moms were there. Don't even get me started if I saw a father.
Okay. Well, so you said your parents go to your kids' stuff.
Yeah, because they're grandparents. That's what they do now.
Why? But so I'm curious, like, have they ever said, or it's just like happened that they show up to everything for your kids? Or, like, do you see a change in them? Like, how do you think that whole thing evolved where...
Well, my dad's retired and my mom doesn't work as much. It was survival.
Time.
It was literally a time thing back in the day. It was survival. Like, I wasn't the type of kid that was, like, my son... And both of them, my daughter, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try out for this. I wasn't like that. There were things I wanted to try, but I never thought about going to my parents and being like, sign me up for baseball, sign me up for basketball, because it was just like a different time back then. It was, they were like, hey, listen, we're working to make money for whatever it is you want to do. They signed me up for a few things. I was like, I don't really feel like doing it. And they were like, all right, fine, then don't do it.
We're not going to waste our money.
Yeah, and not just that. They're like, we're not going to waste our money and time. We could be doing, like, this is a pain in the ass because we got jobs and stuff like that to be doing this type of stuff for you. So it was just a different time. So for me, it's being way more involved. Plus, I have 5 kids, and this is the first time I'm really, really being involved all the time with their stuff, because with my oldest son, I wasn't together with his mom in the beginning, so I would get him on the weekends, and then like I would bring him to martial arts during the week and stuff like that for me and him to bond. And with my daughters, I was with, I got divorced from their mom when they were the age my kids are now, 6 and 8. So like that, then I would still go to games and do stuff, but it was just different. So I am way more involved than the previous generation.
What about you, Leroy?
I think Ramiro hit it right on the head. I was thinking the same thing, just being more involved. I had my father in my life, but in general, let's be honest, man, 80s, 90s, all you heard about was like just single parent homes, and a majority of the time fathers weren't involved. But something changed, and I feel like there's a desire for a lot of fathers to be involved now. Doesn't mean that there still aren't, absentee fathers and things like that, but there's a desire to do that. I think one of the main reasons why, I think back in the 80s and 90s, I know drug use really did some work, especially in the community where I'm from. And a lot of kids that grew up in that, a lot of males are like, I'm never going to do that to my kids when I have them. And I remember the early 2000s, I started noticing something, and it put a smile on my face. I'd either be on the bus or I'm walking, and I would see fathers pushing strollers. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like, you didn't see that. You didn't see that at all.
I didn't see that until the 2000s either.
That was a sign that, okay, hopefully things are changing. And I love where we are at right now. Obviously, once again, everyone has their own stories. I can't speak for every individual, every father, but it feels like more men are excited to be fathers, and that's a beautiful thing to me.
Let me just throw this up because you mentioned strollers, and I think I did this once for Good News, but there's a group that started in Brooklyn, I believe it was, or somewhere in New York, where this father went online on TikTok and just said where are all the new fathers at? He was a new father and he was like, I have so many questions. I need support. Where is everybody? So people were like, we're here. Where are we meeting? You set it up. And so he set it up where fathers came with their kids in strollers, and it's turned into this really big movement. And he's like, we've made friends, we support each other. They have events. There's also a Discord, so they talk to people all around the country and the world. And I think I think part of it too is being more willing to ask for help and to know that you don't know all the answers. You don't have to be perfect. I think that's helpful too, where you ask other people.
That's too involved for me.
Well, I was going to ask, what do you mean it's too involved?
A bunch of rookies hanging out together.
Oh my God.
That's great.
I like asking, for example, Jax is doing hockey and stuff, and I didn't grow up playing hockey or any of that stuff, but I talked to some of the dads there who were sports dads. So I'll be like, hey, what should I do next with him? I like that. They're a little bit of a level above me to give me advice, but I'm not going to ask some jabron who's at my level. He's going to be like, I don't know how to do it either.
Well, I was going to ask the question about social, how do you think social media is affecting the change that we're seeing in fathers and new fathers? And that's a perfect example right there. It's a lot easier now for people to get connected with other, yes, and also too, if you're looking at it in a negative way, social media is also a place where people will be like, oh, I could get called out for this. Let me not expose myself like that and just do a better job. Or people can look at it as, I am getting exposed on social media to XYZ, so I'm going to strive to be like that. Or, you know what I mean? I just feel like with the evolution of social media, that could have affected, the way that people are in these types of situations.
I think most fathers, real fathers, good fathers, really don't care about what's going on social media when it comes to being a father.
Do you think they use it though for good?
Yeah, and I think subconsciously
in a positive way.
it has an impact on other fathers subconsciously. I don't think it's something that's out in the open. We're like on there looking for groups and doing all that stuff.
Okay.
But I know for me, and then for a lot of other men, social media is a good way to keep other fathers who are close to us accountable.
Yes. That's a better way of saying where I was going.
Friend, if I see he's out of line, he's out of pocket.
Yep.
I won't put it in the comments, but it gives me access to hit them up in the DMs and say, hey, what's going on?
Yep.
Or we're about to go do this. Come on along. Let's go do stuff. Social media does help in getting fathers and their kids together to go do things. Every year for the past few years, I've been taking my kids and we meet up with a friend and their kids. And that's what I mean. Just like that social media, and they're out of state and we just organize stuff. So I think it has a positive impact like that. But I don't know if social media really does it. You're going to be a good father regardless. Whatever.
I don't care about social media because there are some people who only do certain things because they don't want someone to be like, you're doing it wrong.
Right. That's kind of what I meant. And I know you guys aren't like that, but I think there are some people that are.
A lady the other day. Where the hell were we? Gymnastics. Yeah, it was gymnastics. And her daughter was acting up, like one of her daughters taking class, the little one was acting up, and she was having a conversation with someone. Then she turned around and she was like, I told you to cut it out, blah, 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 going off on the daughter, right? And I looked at Nicole and I said, man, I want to go over there and hug that woman because so many parents will fake it in front of other people when the kids are acting up or something, going like, Sophia, we're not supposed to do that, whatever, And she was like, yo, cut the shit. Or else we're out of here, And I'm like, thank God, man. And that's how I am. I'm like, I don't care. And I'll say to my kids in front of their friends. I'll say it to my kids in front of their friends, in front of other parents. I did. I'll say, did I tell you the story about the time Lucy had a couple friends over and they were acting up, right?
Uh-oh.
Leaving the fridge door open, opening drawers, going through stuff they weren't supposed to. And I said, hey.
Doing kid stuff.
Yeah. I said, come over here. It was their two friends and her. And I said, I'm going to tell you right now. Stop what you guys are doing right now. And Lucy, it's up to you to let them know how they're supposed to act in our house.
Right.
It's up to you. If they're doing something they're not supposed to do, you tell them they're not supposed to do it. Because if you don't, I'm going to call her mom and her mom right now. And the party's over. They're going to come pick them up. And you guys aren't going to do this again. Man, I went on this beautiful, what I thought was intimidating tirade.
Oh, geez.
The second I stopped, one of the little girl goes, my parents are way more strict than that. And she walked away. And I'm like, yo.
Oh, that's funny.
What, do they beat you? I was just being mean.
Wow.
I was being tough.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. I had another question. And Ramiro, I know this is especially going to be difficult for you because you never want to ever pat yourself on the back. You too sometimes, Leroy. But what are some of the signs you've received? It could be from your kids or whatever that have shown you that you are a good father.
Oh, that's easy. Do you mind if I go first?
Go for it.
That as they have gotten older, teenagers and young adults, that they talk to me about anything, that they come to me first. I mean, and when I mean anything, I mean anything. It could be sex. It could be, mental health. That's the best sign. They know where they can come. They know that they can trust me. They know that what they tell me is going to stay between us and that my intentions are to help them. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And that's the greatest sign for me. Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know. I mean, I like when they reach out to me and stuff like that. My older kids are doing it a little more. And I think the younger kids eventually will.
And it does change over the years too, as they get older.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want, I look at it this way. I think every parent's thing is, well, there are some new parents who are going to learn, but I think when the kids are first born, they're like, I'm going to give them this perfect fairy tale life. That's bullshit. You just want, at the end of the day, it's what your parents want you. Your parents were like, we were here. We want our kids to be like here.
Yep.
And then you're like, all right, I'm here, and I want my kids to be like here. And so far, my oldest graduated. I didn't go to college. My oldest graduated college. My second oldest is going into her third year, and my third oldest is about to start BC. So I look at that as like, all right, cool.
Yep.
they're doing better than me. You could argue at this age. So they're setting themselves up better for life and stuff like that. So
Right.
Bringing a tear to my eye. No, really.
you want, you know what I mean?
It's just breathtaking. That's probably not the right word, but it's
Heartwarming.
heartwarming. Thank you, Pebbles. Just to hear, stories from.
You say that, and I feel like there's a need to say this. It's happening more often than you think, and there's a lot of guys who don't have the opportunity to sit here in front of the mics and say what's going on and how they feel and what they're doing. So to all the men out there who some even struggle to even say what's going on, but I salute all the men out there who are truly being fathers and putting in the work every single day. They don't talk about it a lot. They go on about their business. They come home, whatever. But I salute you. It's out there. It's happening a lot.
You know who I salute the hell out of our fathers?
Who?
And I'm just starting to get into that world. Hockey dads. Those son of a bitch. My God.
Yeah.
Hockey parents are so weird because they will, whenever you have a conversation with them, like my son's just like learn to skate, learn to play. I signed him up for a team and stuff, but I'll see the parents of the older kids and they will like in the same breath discourage you and encourage you at the same time. They'll be like, don't make him a goalie or welcome to hell. After saying that, they're like, yeah, my kids are playing in 3 tournaments next year. We traveled this, whatever. And then they complain again, go, I spent $14,000 on my 2 kids last year on this.
Jeez.
But we did this, and this. And I'm like, hold on, are you trying to tell me to do it or not to do it?
Yeah.
Because I can't figure it out right now. But they're with them. All I see is the freaking dad and the kid. It's like, Nicole said this, that she did this with her dad because she played softball so much. She said, we had so much forced bonding time. That's why her and her dad are so close. I see a lot of forced bonding time in that world. And if my son gets into it, then
oh yeah.
next thing you know, I'm going to be talking about the Bruins.
All of a sudden Ramiro comes in like the biggest Bruins fan of your life.
Why did they put the third line in yesterday?
It's like sometimes you get to a point where it feels like as a father, your only reason for existence is to be there when someone walks up to you with their hand out wanting something. And it does aggravate you, but then in the same breath, it's like, I wouldn't change it for the world.
You wouldn't want him to go to someone
I wouldn't,
else.
yeah. And you there's a sense of pride and joy being able to provide, and not just financially, but just being able to provide time.
Sorry.
You okay?
Damn.
No, I'm dying over here.
Being able to provide time, wisdom, and all that. Yeah, and again, like, yeah, there are times where it's like, oh my God.
Thank you,
everyone
Leroy.
just-
You just inspired me to text my dad.
I wish that was an emotional choke from what you were saying, but I literally choked. All right. Any more questions?
We can leave it at that.
All right. I can go
Happy
home and rest
Father's
now.
Day, guys.
Thank you.
Early.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you for being great fathers.
Thank you.
As someone who had one of the goats of fathers, I will say you all are doing a fabulous job.
Whenever you say that, I'm always like, man, I hope that my kids talk about me the way Pebbles talks about how her dad was.
Oh man, like really, and I can't even start talking about it because I will bawl my ass out. But I had a great father.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like my oldest right now, he's like, he'll hit me up with like random stuff. Like he's starting to run. He's like, yo, I think I got a half marathon in me. I did this. My second oldest tell me about stuff with school. My third oldest roasts the hell out of me, but then she'll tell me about stuff that's going. She roasts the hell out of me. I'm
Melissa,
like, it's love.
I see you getting a little teary. There's still time.
Oh yeah.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Invite him to
If
the
that's
weekend
what
show.
you want. No.
Shut up.
You sure? Just text him right now. I love you. Oh no, you can't because earlier you texted him asking him for money, so he's gonna
Shut up. So I could get a weekend
be like,
t-shirt.
you love me my ass.
Shut up.
Hey, he owes her.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.